I've been waiting days for this because,
Yeah.
well, yeah, you build up to it, you get excited, and then it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I blame Brady because we like to get in and get out in the morning. There. Okay, thanks for bringing him on right now. Brady Tkachuk, welcome to the show.
What's going on? I had to save it for a little mid-afternoon session today.
How's your son? Listen, we've watched you at the Worlds, and then of course with Matthew winning the Stanley Cup. And like, have you had any downtime?
You know what? It's definitely been one of the busiest summers that I've been a part of. But honestly, it's been nice. All the different things that have happened kind of spices up this long summer that we've had. And
yeah,
I know in previous summers, this 6 months was pretty tough mentally. So to be able to play at Worlds was great, and then be around Matthew a little bit, but more watching from afar. But definitely distracted and made the days go by fast. Now we're a month and a half out from training camp, so now it's time to kind of ramp it up, which is perfect.
Hey, so Brady, I'm 54 years old. This is kind of weird. I'm kind of weird about these things like this. I've never touched the Stanley Cup because I didn't win it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll look at it. I'm sure if I got invited to a party now, I'd touch it and stuff. But so I guess obvious question: Did you touch it? How was it?
You didn't touch this.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't disrespect the city and the team like that. There's times where it was right in front of me, and everybody else.
I know.
Everybody else. Matthew had 350 people at the party. I think 349 people drank and lifted that thing. So I was like, all right, I'm the only one left out of this one. So no, it created that desire even more. So
I love it.
I took all the blessings that happened, and of course, with Matthew, I couldn't be more excited for him to do it. And I know that down the road, that time will come.
So you look like you're ripped right now. Like you look like you've been training pretty hard. You look great. So when you're in the gym, like that's got to be in your mind, right? Like the pitch, I want that friggin' cup. Like I want that every squeezing out that extra rep, that little extra bit on the bike. Like it's got to drive you. It's got to drive you.
Yeah, I think this year has been a different mindset and mentality in the gym. I think first and foremost is I think everybody's goal is to play 82 games and play 82 games hard, play it well, be conditioned enough to be able to play your game for all 82. And then, of course, you want to sustain for 2 months after. So I think for me, it's been a little bit of a different mindset of I wouldn't say putting so much heavyweight on. It's just more working out smarter, being fresher, and just where I can really push and be injury prevention, because that's just, want to be out there every single opportunity, and always have that in the back of my mind, that image of seeing Matthew lift the Stanley Cup too, that I'll never forget. So that's always nice to have as motivation when things get tough.
It's Brady. It's got to be weird. It's got to be weird to be around it, knowing that's exactly what you want to do, and then you've got to kind of stay away from it. Like every family photo, you're at the end. Your dad is drinking, I think it's Michelob Ultra, I can't remember it, from the cup. It's fantastic, and yet you've got to kind of sit off to the side. How weird is it?
It is really weird. I wouldn't say it's like, I guess a little bit difficult, but I mean, you look at it in two lenses. As a brother, like, this is our childhood dream. This was always our goal. This is always what we've dreamt of. Driveway, mini sticks. So to see it come to fruition, I couldn't be more proud as a brother. Yep. But as a competitor, of course, it's a dream of mine too. And now watching Matthew go through it and seeing all the hard work that he's put in, and I've kind of been there for. I know it's just that's going to be bound to happen. It's just it's going to happen at the right time. So now it's going to be exciting. I know everybody just kept being like, you're next. So I wouldn't be here without the support that I have at home and with all my family and friends.
So hold on a sec. Go back to the important stuff here. Is Big Walt really a Mick Ultra guy?
Oh, he loves the Mick Ultras. Well, we have a family friend who works with Anheuser-Busch. So if he's not drinking any sort of Anheuser-Busch products, then he feels like he's cheating on his friends. So yeah, he's through and through Anheuser-Busch, and it's kind of carried on to our whole family as well.
Love it.
Was there anything different that was like eaten or anything out of the cup when Matthew and you guys had it around?
what, my mom's family, like my mom's mom who passed away a bunch of years ago, was infamous for this lobster pie. And I think my brother had some lobster pie out of the cup, or it was either, I forget what side of the family that recipe came from, but it's an unbelievable recipe. And yeah, I think Matthew had that, which I don't really think there's been lobster pie in the Stanley Cup before.
No.
So that there's a lot of firsts with Matthew taking it to the Atlantic Ocean, lobster pie, you name it. I bet he did it.
Last thing, so I'm sure you've thought about obviously winning the cup. Is there something that you would eat or drink out of it that's different?
Ooh.
Just the Michelob Ultra?
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty steady. Matthew went 3 weeks straight after celebrating, so I think I'd have to beat him in that after.
Fair enough. Okay, we're moving on. The only thing is, did you learn anything through that run? Because I know you were around Matthew, obviously, about what it may take to win a Stanley Cup and what your team and what you need to do to take that step. We'll talk about playoffs later, but just how hard it is to win.
I think not just this year winning, but last year too, when they weren't expected to go as far as they did and they make it to the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, I think I've learned as much as I can without being in it myself, but being surrounded by it in daily conversations with Matthew, and being with my dad, watching some games, but just watching and this year's tradition, I felt like Matthew and I would text the next day, going over the game, talking about team and what they need to do. So I mean, it was so valuable for me, even though haven't stepped foot in yet, that I know that there's a preparation that's already there. There's our core values that I think as a team would be successful, but I think it's just team mindset. It's you have Matthew telling me about his team mindset, what they're preaching before games, and I think that kind of opened my eyes a little bit. Be like, all right, these guys want to win 1-0. So I think that is something that I'm going to for sure take and have that mindset moving forward, not just the chase for what we want to accomplish, but right from day one of training camp, that our team mindset, team defense.
That's what it leads me to. Is you've seen the changes, obviously, now with the coach and with the players. I know you may not know Linus Ullmark and Nick Jensen and Amadio and Noah Gregor and David Perron as much, but you've talked to them. So do you sense that mentality? There's a business-like pro atmosphere here of this is what we're going to do here is win these games however it takes. It just seems to be a different mentality right now. Am I wrong?
No, I 100% agree with you. And it's almost like you can see the team identity without even being there yet, or what we're trying to accomplish and what Greener's trying to accomplish, and Steve, what they're trying to do is that we're going to be a harder team to play against. It's I think team defense is going to be number one on our priority list, and mindset consistency, and now you hear about the hard camp and testing your mental strength when you're physically tired. So I think you can already see the complexion of how our team's going to be, and I think we're in a great spot and going into the year where I think having conversations with guys that we know what we need to do, and I mean, all we want to do is win, and as a group, individually, and I think you have to focus on team win, team defense, and I think we're getting to that point now where that's our focus going into the year.
We had Greener on I think it was last week, Raleigh, and one of the things that really stuck out with me, Brady, is Greener said, he's saying all those things, but he also said, I want these guys to have a little swagger and some confidence and go out there, and it's tough to put your finger on it, but and I was like, wow, that's you don't hear coaches say something like that all the time, but it was interesting because it comes from the top, and he wants that then it comes from you. But I found that really interesting with the swagger point, and I thought it was awesome.
I mean, you have to have, I think, that self-confidence, on just a day-to-day, and I think that's something working on individually, collectively, and I think he's got a great point when you have that self-confidence, that self-belief, that I feel like it ties into your preparation as well, as when you've prepared as best you can, and your mind's in the right place, I think to have that swagger and confidence and belief is going to kind of put you over that edge as well.
Are you contractually obligated to babysit David Perron's kids?
I mean, it's definitely a full circle moment, and I don't think I've ever kind of shied away from, being around and helping out, because that was me when I was younger. That guys were always, playing games with me fooling around. So, I don't think it's going to be contraction. I think it's just going to be, what I've always done, and now I'm excited to be a full circle moment, and I know his son Mason is getting to that age where. I was and Matthew was, so it's going to be great. And I know we've already had a couple laughs about that, and I'm really looking forward to lean on him as a leadership and just the person he is. I think he's going to be, not just him, but those other guys you named are going to be huge for our team and huge for our everyday kind of operation at the rink.
Can you just tell me a bit about David Perron, since you know him? Like, people in Ottawa perhaps just remember the Zub incident, and so they're angry, obviously, at what happened. But if you talk to a bunch of people in the hockey world, everybody seems to love David Perron.
I mean, it's from my dad when he was a young guy. Loved the way he competed, loved the energy he brought, loved his mindset and his willingness to always get better in every aspect of his game. It started from his career at a young age, and then you get to as he's getting older, he's developed into this vocal leader who he does it the right way, and he demands things to be done the right way, and that's what I appreciate in somebody is not just talking the talk, but walking it as well. And I think he's going to be exactly the person that we need, and you see in his career, his Stanley Cup experience, and a big part of that Stanley Cup in St. Louis. So I think for me, I'm really excited just to be able to bounce things off and be a sponge to him, and things that he's seen or learned throughout the years that I can start learning maybe earlier, and I think it's going to be huge for me and my development moving forward.
Brady, talked to a lot of guys around the league, and this is one of your strengths, holding on the pucks down low, ragging pucks. Perreault is still, I think, one of the best guys at doing that down low, of holding on the pucks, extending plays. So, like, he's 36, but he still has a lot of game in him.
Absolutely. I think I've seen a couple interviews that he's done, but also talking to him, it's he's not just coming here to be a veteran guy, help out on a day-to-day basis. He still believes, and I think we see in him, and I see in him, is he's still an impact player. I mean, every time you play against him, like you said, when he has the puck down low, he's holding on to it, making plays, and so good. His hands around the net, power play, and I still think he's helped out that Detroit team, and he's complimentary. He can play with anybody, and I think that says a lot about him and work ethic and how much he wants to win. I think that's just going to radiate towards our whole group.
This is a leading question, so I apologize, but are you surprised at how well Steve was able to get the pieces he did through the summer? Like everybody said, you needed a goaltender, you needed a right shot D, you needed veteran leadership. Like, he seemed to be able to piece together mostly everything that you guys need. Did he tell you that in the exit meeting, or were you surprised at how much he was able to do? Because making deals in the NHL isn't always easy to fulfill every hole you need.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky with Steve and I's relationship. It's he's very communicative, and I wouldn't say he said exactly what he was going to do, but he had a plan in place, and for me, it's I trust in his decisions and his commitment to our team and to our team's success, and I think it's a part of the business. Eventually, as a team. We haven't accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. It was, kind of bound to happen. And throughout this process, you lose a lot of great people, a lot of great friends. But like I said, with the business, it becomes a business, and you have to do kind of whatever it takes to make your team better. And I think with saying that, I think Steve did a great job addressing the things that he wanted to address and areas to make our team better, and starts with greener as well, and he found that was the best fit for us. So I think, just being able to trust both of them and their vision and their process is going to be, something huge for me, and trust them fully, and really excited to see what the future holds with our group. And I definitely think they did a great job in their whole summer plans.
Did you reach out to I know you and the Hughes brothers are obviously very close. Did you reach out to them about Travis Green or what to expect, or did you talk to many people about what to expect from Travis?
Yeah, I think with Travis, there's history there with he played with my dad, played against my dad, and so I think of course they are buddies, and just like you said, talk to Quinn, Jack, Luke, and they all said great things, that he's gonna be great for our group and help take our team to the next level.
What about Linus Ullmark? And this isn't to double down on the goaltending you had in the past, but I'm going to guess that you're pretty pumped about having a Vezina Trophy winner as your starting goaltender.
Absolutely, and not just that, but a really good guy. I talked to him, and he's just a really good person, and somebody that I'm really looking forward to talking about different things with, and because as a goal, you see the game differently, and I think for us, if we start kind of tapping into those perspectives that are all different, but they're all have the same kind of reasoning of everybody wants to win and make this team better. I think that's something that's also going to make our group that much better once everybody feels like they have a voice and can talk about different things and push each other to be their best possible self. So I'm really looking forward to doing that with him, and yeah, it's super excited to have his caliber of talent, but himself as a person. So I'm really looking forward to getting to know and going along this journey with.
Hey Brady, Amadio, like he had that one sneaky good playoff with Vegas where he scored some big goals for Vegas, and everybody's talking about Ullmark, obviously Vezina. You're talking about the right shot D, talking about the veteran leadership, but I really like that move for Amadio, and I talking to a few guys in the league, like that's a pretty good under the radar signing. At least I thought, like adding a guy, especially bringing you guys some more depth.
No, I think with Ammo, getting to know him for those couple games, that little stretch that he was with us during that COVID year, it was of course such a unique year, and that you didn't really get to know him that well, and I'm really excited for his addition, and of course talking to Stoney. Stoney loves the way he plays, loves kind of the energy he brings, and just the professionalism that he has. So I'm excited to kind of get to know him in that non-COVID setting, and be able to play with him. I thought he played great. I remember he played a couple games with, I think it was Timmy and Drake, and did a great job with them. So I think it's going to be a familiar face, but a better and more opportune time to get to know him and be able to kind of have this year. And I think that was a crucial piece to that, another guy who could play with anybody. So it's going to be exciting to see everybody, and I think it's around a month now. So I think it's going to be great.
What's your plan, Brady, about coming back into town, and what are you looking at for boots on the ground here?
Yeah, I think sometime mid-August I'll be buzzing around a little bit earlier than I usually have. Got to prepare the nursery and all that fun stuff. So I got to get everything all dialed in, and then be kind of back and forth in September while waiting for the baby. So I got a lot of duties now, and just got to take care of them early. So that's why I'm coming in early.
Get ready, because I forgot, because I've gone full circle. My daughter, who's your age, just had a baby, so we got a little grandchild running around the house already, and I forgot how much work it is. So get ready, it's coming.
Yeah, well, congrats, but yeah, no, that's what everybody keeps saying is enjoy your board time now, because you're not going to have any for the first year.
Oh yeah, but it's great. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's just it's a life changer though. So get ready.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Are you a build the nursery kind of guy, or are you hiring somebody to come in and build like the crib? And
he's building it.
I don't know.
I mean, we did put in a good shift before we left with everything ordering, so I think a lot of the things are built, but it's like I feel like this baby's gonna have a whole new outfit 3 outfits a day. That's what he's buying. So I'm like, all right, he's gonna wear this once, and then it's going to the next kid. So I'm like, all right, here we go. So that's everybody's gift right now, and they're not just grabbing the 0 to 3s; they're grabbing like the 6 to 1 year old. Like they're expecting this kid to be massive. I'm like, all right, we'll see if this kid's massive, but yeah, he's definitely gonna have a ton of clothes to be wearing.
Well, it's funny you say that because Eric in the chat just said Brady's baby is going to come out at 6 foot, 200 pounds. So it'll be interesting. So are you expecting it to be life altering for you? Like, have you been given a lot of advice from mom and dad? Are they looking forward to being grandparents? And by the way, I think Nick Holden also is expecting around the same time, I think, as you guys are as well.
Okay. Yeah. No, I know there's a lot of babies on our team or families. I think there's five of us in September, October with all the babies. So that'll be fun. That'll be eventful for this year. Make for good team parties because everybody's going to be back ready to have a good time. And
the party will be over at 4:30.
Yeah, I know. There'll be a lot of babysitters. But no, I think for my parents, and it's going to be, of course, their first grandchild. And my dad refuses to call this baby other than Little Walt. So that's been fun and funny. So he refers to the baby no matter what is Little Walt. And so, yeah, my parents are over the moon.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. And they're already trying to, book visits and come see. And no, it's been great so far.
I tell you, there's nothing better, Wally and Brady, when your kid gets older and you can bring him down to the rink. It's so much fun. Get him wheeling around the ice, not only skating around, and great memories.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lot of babysitters at the rink when that happens, and hopefully a couple of years. The equipment guys, trainers, I'm like, all right, here you go.
There you go.
You get to watch him. You get to watch him while I go to meetings. So hopefully he's not too crazy and too hectic.
I do want to get on to more hockey chatter, but before that, last question. Someone brought it up in the chat, so I apologize. I can't remember where it is. Did you remember your wedding anniversary, which I think is July 23rd?
The 21st, and I did remember. 21st. And we were actually coming back from Shabby's wedding because Shabby's was the 20th, and we were flying back. So I had the old flowers at the house, and it was great. It's just steady Eddie went to the beach and had our 1 year anniversary there. So it was. It was as chill as it gets, but no, it was good. I didn't forget. I made sure I wasn't gonna forget the first one.
Always on top of things. I should have known.
You're not a golf guy, right? You're not a big golfer in the summer. Like, what do you do? Like, what do you do besides working out all summer?
You know what? This summer has been like I usually like to golf, but it's just been so busy and hectic that I've barely played. But no, we're building a house right now. It's gonna be on the beach. So I'll be more of a beach guy, hanging out in the water and
nice.
Just kind of take it all in. But trying to belong to a golf course here, hopefully it works out. But do that in the off season and try to work on the game. The game's not right where it needs to be right now. And going to Ireland next week with my family, so the game is not where it needs to be for that.
Oh, wow. Which courses are you playing?
I think we're going down south. I think we're starting at K Club, Killarney,
nice.
Old Side Hogshead, I believe it is. And I think 1 or 2 more. So Tralee, I'm gonna have a tough one there. So
oh yeah. Old Head is absolutely amazing, Brady. It's like the Pebble Beach of Ireland. It's probably nicer. It's a phenomenal track.
Yeah, no. So we'll see. Hopefully, miraculously, I can start playing like Prime Tiger, but I'm not even close to that right now.
Is this a bucket list thing? Like, I had you on the show before. You said one of the things you want to do was see an Adele concert, and you did see that. So I'm just like, is the bucket list being checked off here?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's with a great group. It's with my dad, 2 uncles, my brother. So like a lot of important people. Robbie Thomas, his dad, and a friend, and there's a lot of pretty much the most important people, men in my life, that we're able to have a good time, kind of our last hurrah before all of our lives get crazy and before the season starts. So I think everybody's really looking forward to it.
All right, hockey talk is, speaking of the season, we all talked about this November scheduling. I'm sure you're all aware of it. However, up until November, everybody wants to know what the record is and getting off to a good start. your schedule, if you haven't checked it, is extremely good at the beginning, mostly because you've got World Juniors that you're going to have to go on a trip for and all that stuff. One back-to-back game up until December 1st, I think it is. Like, have you looked at that schedule and realized how good it is for that start is very possible?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think we've made the mistake in the past of emphasizing so much on the start where, I mean, I'm going to use a quote that my brother had. All we have to do is win the day. Win the day starting from day one of camp, and that's just got to be our mindset is let's have a good day. Let's all individually push, get ourselves better. Could be on the ice, could be in the gym, could be just a recovery day. Just make sure you do whatever it takes that day to be ready for come game time. So I'm personally not looking any farther than day one and making sure I'm ready for day one and then focus on day two when it comes. So I think that mindset's going to help not looking too far ahead and not focusing too much on the past.
I will bring this up and so we can move on and get past it. And that is all the stuff and the rumors that happened in the summer. I'm just curious at how exhausting mentally it was when that stuff was playing out on social media.
It was tiring. I got rid of social media for a bit just because it kind of came out of nowhere, and that's not at all how I feel. I think everybody knows I want to win. I want to win here, but I just want to win, and I think we can do it. With this group, with this team, and what Steve and what Greener's messaging is going to be is just I trust them and trust in their vision but I think it was just frustrating because never once came from my mouth that I didn't want to be here, I didn't want to play, and to see that was kind of frustrating and because that's not at all how I'm feeling. So, but it was nice to kind of get rid of social media, let it die down, and be able to go on last week and just kind of say that I want to win in Ottawa and I want to win, and I'm looking forward to a fun year getting back in front of everybody and a couple weeks and trying to accomplish what we want to accomplish.
And we asked Steve Stais last week about it, and he basically just rolled his eyes. He's like, for the love of God, what just happened here?
Yeah.
And I guess that's the disappointing thing, right? Like, you guys are just sitting around drinking some Michelob Ultras, and boom, there's all of a sudden you're embroiled in some controversy you had nothing to do with.
Yeah, no, I think his reaction says it all. It was very, I'd say, unnecessary because it never came from anybody's mouths, and it's just people. The old social media does their thing, just carries on and just kind of goes with it. So I'm glad I address it.
I know you've never shared goals, at least I feel like you've never said them, but were you disappointed you didn't get to 40? I'm just wondering if 40 is a goal for you this year in goals.
You know what? I haven't thought about individual goals offensively, to be honest with you. I mean, I think my focus going into this year is all, I want to be a positive plus minus player. I want to be a reliable guy at the end of games, to be trusted in. I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm focusing on I got to hit a certain number of goals, points, but I just at the end of the day, if I'm a plus positive player, that I think that's going to translate to winning hockey games. So I think a lot of my focus is going to be on my defensive side of things, clean up what I need to clean up, and that's what's been great about Greener. We've had conversations about things I need to work on, and it happened a couple weeks ago. So I had the whole summer to kind of think about it, focus in on, and really try to master come September, October.
So can I ask you what you need to work on?
Yeah, well, I think where I feel like people have talked about the defensive positioning and just doing kind of little things, stopping and starting. Sometimes get carried away with trying to keep my speed going, whereas if I stop, I could intercept the puck in the high slot and different things. And if I'm little details where if I'm a little farther down and not as close to the point where I could take up more space with honey hole and high slot plays. So little things that Greener's already kind of mentioned to me, which I've been very lucky to have that input where I can focus on and be ready to go and kind of focus in on, and hopefully translates and radiates to the whole group that team defense is going to be the most important this year.
Wally, do you know where the honey hole is, by the way? A little hockey. You have no idea, do you?
The net?
It's that little spot outside of the post so you can sneak in, and it's just between the defenseman and the forward where you can slide a pass. It's a great place to hang out. And Brady, he scored 36, 37 goals last year. The honey hole. So there's one for you, Wally.
That's where he does his warm up. Every warm up.
Now you know you can call it the honey hole.
Okay.
You're a hockey guy.
I only listen to you. Whatever you say, Yorkie, is how I interpret the game.
Hey, Brady, you know who loves the honey hole is Donald. Donald loves the honey hole. When he's teaching junior players and midget players, I think he spends about half an hour every practice on the honey hole.
Oh, it's the best. He's the best. I love his skates. It's and he looks as great as anybody when he's doing it. Like, holy cow, he's flying.
It's crazy, eh? It's crazy. He's got the freaky genes, Donald. He's farming again. That's why he's farming every day. So he's got that farm strength now.
Yeah, no, it's a dangerous combo, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right.
What's wrong, Wally?
I just want to get back to the hockey. You had led into things you were changing, and I'm curious what Jacques Martin brought in, because one of the things we heard when Jacques took over is he wanted to make this group understand about being professionals more. And that's not a shot at anybody. Your penalty minutes dropped, I'll say drastically from Jan 1 down. I don't know if that was from Jacques or from you or concerted effort, but what did he teach you about, I guess, being a pro and what needed to be done differently?
I think it was just he was just different from, the way DJ taught things to Jacques and the way there's a lot of similarities with different things, but I mean, a lot of the simple day-to-day, game habits that as a group, I think helped us think about and of course his experience, be able to be a sponge for him and just to learn as much as we can. And I just think it's simplicity. Sometimes the best solution, and I think that's what Jacques preached. Where if we just keep things simple and around the danger zones of the blue lines and that to fight another day, I think we started adapting that. But I think that would just simplicity is the best solution.
I know you don't look at career numbers, so I'm going to put up your career numbers where you rank with the Ottawa Senators, and they're very impressive. Like you're going to you should hit 500 games this year in your career. Your numbers are they're fairly impressive. Do you ever take a moment to realize? This is going to sound weird to you, maybe how good you are. I don't know how else to word it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I just think there's more levels to get to be honest with you. So I don't really want to focus on kind of what has happened in my career, but I have been lucky with, some of the guys I play with, the people that have been in the organization that have, really helped me out. But, I just think there's more levels to my game that I know I can get to and I know I will get to. And just excited to see where that takes us. And I think there's a lot of areas I still need to, improve and develop and get better at. So, I'm just taking the time to work on it. And I know that's it's a slow process to try to get to that masterpiece, but getting there and I just want to show everybody that there's no complacency. Just want to keep improving and striving to be the best possible me that I can be.
Do you get tired of the playoff question?
Yeah. But with saying that, I have belief in what Steve and Greener are trying to do, and I just think that if we just focus on that day-to-day mindset of just being our best selves, that we're gonna like our day-to-day results, and we're gonna like where mindset mentality is at. So I don't really think that we're gonna set a label on it. I just think we're gonna set the standard of like this is how. And I think it's gonna come right from Greener but I think it's gonna be our group identity. Is just our day-to-day work ethic. I think is gonna be the biggest priority and thing that we're gonna prioritize ourselves on is that nobody's gonna work harder on a day-to-day basis than the Ottawa Senators.
You know what's funny is you talked about that day-to-day process, Brady, and I remember like I played for Jacques for 5 years. He said the same thing, and he probably said it to you guys. Don't worry about. He actually said, don't even worry about winning and losing. Just worry about the process. Worry about preparing. Worry about getting yourself ready. And if you do all those things, the results usually take care of themselves. And interested. Was Jacques still preaching that same message to you guys?
Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of things in the game, as you know, that are just so uncontrollable. There's so many variables that could be different on a day-to-day basis. I think the variable that we can control is just our preparation, our mindset, and our consistency, our willingness to be consistent in our identity and process. And I think, last year especially, but for me, my whole career, everything has kind of happened for a reason and set up me to where I'm at and where our whole group is. And I think this is going to give us an opportunity to, fine tune some things, fine tune maybe mindset, attitude, and I guess just keep evolving and kind of focusing on that mindset.
Do you want to face the defending Stanley Cup champions on opening night when they happen to also be your brother's team?
What's better than that? Yeah, what's better than that? I mean, I could say this on a hockey level, absolutely. Going after the top dogs right away, there's nothing better. But selfishly for me, it's Matthew's first opportunity to meet the babies. So I know I'm going to be really excited for him to, and I think he's going to be excited to see the baby as well. So I'm glad it's early on and it's not like the Christmas after Christmas where everybody meets him but him. So now we got lucky in that on that selfish category.
Fair enough. Okay, I want to bring, and I know it was a sad weekend. Obviously, the passing of assistant coach Bob Jones. And by the way, both of you, well, all three of us have known Bob. Brady, I know you were with him throughout this battle with ALS, and I know you played in this charity hockey tournament. You guys were close. I guess I would just like your reaction of losing a good man in Bob.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely heartbreaking. Feel for his wife and two kids, and not just them, but the community around him and all the people's lives that he touched. And yeah, he was there kind of right from the start for me, and he was such a good person to be around. He was such a great guy to joke around with, learn from, and his experiences and his stories he had were awesome, unbelievable, and it's truly heartbreaking. He had such a factor in a lot of the guys in the team's lives, and he's seen us growing up, and now all I wanted to do is go to playoffs and win, and as a coach for the Ottawa Senators, and to not be able to provide that is definitely really tough. But I'm really thinking about him and his family and his wife and the community, his family, his friends, and just we're gonna miss him. We're gonna miss his laugh, his jokes, and just the person that he is, and that the legacy that he left.
Because Yorkie, you know Bob as well.
Yeah, I played with Bob a little bit in the minors. In our junior careers, we played against each other. He was in the Sioux, I was in Windsor. Brady hit the nail right in the head. There's quality people in hockey you come across, and there's just certain people I can just know as Bob as a coach, you'd always want the best for his players. And you can some coaches can fool you, but the real genuine guys, you just know it. And Brady said it best. He's just a really, really good person. He's funny as hell, like so funny. Just great timing for jokes and knows what to say. Can come into a room and break the ice. He was just guys like that are the good guys in hockey. So it's like Brady said, it's tough for a lot of people. Just a good quality person. Can't say enough good things about him.
To Paige and the family, we We do have you in our thoughts and prayers. I know it's tough time for them right now. I quickly want to move on before we let you go. I know I've kept you longer than I should have. Quickly, and as I bounce around from these questions, which teammate would you not let babysit your child? For me, it feels like it's a Drake Batherson, Tim Stutzla type guy.
Yeah, I mean those two guys they're good guys. I don't know how they'd be with a baby. But I also think they could surprise us and be awesome and have a good night with them. So I'm trying to think. I would throw like Pence under the bus, but I think Pence would be fantastic, and just let the baby sit there while he's playing Xbox or something. So I think there's a lot of guys that could be in that category, but also could surprise us.
I'd love to see Zub as a babysitter. Like, what would go on if Zub had the kids?
I think there are a lot of stretching, foam roll, preparation for the next day, cutting sticks, and all that fun stuff. I think he'd be teaching my son a start to the locker room of cutting sticks and different stuff like that.
So, what's the longest conversation you've ever had with Artem Zub?
I love Zuby, so I get him to shoot the shit all the time with him. So text him a couple times this summer, and I think the longest one we had, it had to have been a good 10-15. Like we've had some good deep conversations together. So Zuby's a great guy, big part of our team, and he's funny. Like once you get to know him, he's really funny, and I just love his preparation for the games and for practice. He's as dialed in as they get.
Is he a full conversation kind of guy in English now?
I think he's getting there. He's definitely improved, and I think he's working really hard at it. So yeah, he's getting there.
Okay. Yorkie, I cut you off. I apologize.
No, it's good. No, you just always wonder about it. Like I've had teammates like that. They're just so funny, but people don't know behind the scenes. Those guys are the best guys. It's the guys people don't know about. They think he never talks, but I just wonder, does he actually hear people saying the Zub thing every time he touches the puck?
Yes, I think he does, and I think he loves it. I mean, how can you not love it? It's pretty cool.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's great. So I think he loves it. It doesn't get talked about a lot, but I remember the first time he was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Nice.
I love him. I know you've been asked about the Croc thing. But again, Brady, like you're in the picture with the Stanley Cup wearing Crocs. You're on the cover of a hockey magazine wearing Crocs. I did zoom in to double check this. I'm just like, is there anything other than maybe your wedding that you won't wear Crocs to? Or did you try at your wedding?
The wedding, that was going to be a tough sell anyways. But that's actually funny because right before I came on, we did like a maternity shoot a week ago or 2 weeks ago. And I thought it was going to be all beach photos, but we ended up going to the house we're building and took pictures. And I was in my Crocs, and then I guess I ruined a bunch of pictures because I was in my Crocs. I'm like, well, at least it's not out of character. Like at least it's what I wear on a day-to-day basis, so you can't be too mad. But
no, it's who you are.
Yeah, so I think if those pictures do come out, then everybody knows that I was expecting to be on the beach, but. Well, this is my persona. This is my personality. I wear them all the time.
I did find you some you can order. I think that would be right up your alley.
Oh, those are great. Custom too?
Yeah, you can put your name on the front.
I love it. And that's funny because there's about 4 pairs already that I have, and then the baby's got. So we're already matching colors. So that's great. Now I'm going to have to grab a baby one of those too.
That's so awesome.
Last question. I say that, and I mean it. Usually is when you walk into the rink, you always have the same iced coffee, or it looks like, and a bottle of water. 1, what's in the drink? And 2, could you not get a bottle of water at the rink?
You know what? This is going to be probably one of the craziest things that I'm going to say about the water. I have like a different water because I'm so bad with water. I'll have a sip and then it's like I lose it because everybody's got the smart water at the rink. So I'm like, I got my own. I know where it is. And it's like whenever I finish it, I know I'm hydrated. So I'm like, that's the reason why I have the water. And then the drink is just a nice little iced green tea. Just keep it simple. That's my way of, because I don't drink coffee. You get a little caffeine from it, I guess, but it's more just I can drink that without having the same taste of water and slugging that much water. So just nothing too weird, too crazy, but I know with my own water that I know where my water is at all times.
So no coffee for you?
No coffee. I'm trying to rely on the old natural while I can, but that might be changing soon.
Interesting. That's okay. So do you have like a pregame meal that you also have to have every time?
I'm not superstitious with the meal. I have basically the same meal every time, but just because it's great at the rank, great at the hotels and the road, but I'm not superstitious where if I don't have it, then I'm all screwed up. But just kind of what I like.
I would love to see you though on a couple of Red Bulls playing against like the Washington Capitals or something. I think that would be pure entertainment.
That was actually the first time I drank coffee before a game. Was after that whole crazy night with all the hits, and I'm like, I remember thinking to myself during the game, like, all right, we got a back-to-back at 6:00 tomorrow versus Washington. I have no idea how I'm gonna get through this one. So that was the first time I had coffee, and it didn't help. I felt terrible. And I was so felt so
it dehydrates you.
Yeah, no, that's my excuse of why I had a bad game against Washington. It was the coffee.
I played with this guy in Anaheim, Jeff Reason. He used to put coffee in his water bottle. He had coffee in his water bottle. Between periods, the American Mountain Dews, which are the high test Mountain Dews, they have so much caffeine. I'm like, that's a lot of freaking caffeine.
Yeah, no, I remember I tried it once in college, and then like during the game, like after having a cold brew, my mind was like everywhere other than the game. I'm like, I just can't do that again.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, you made me. I meant to bring this up, but I forgot. So I apologize. If you need to go, just get off the line. However, you did set the team record in hits. Was that an exhausting game for you? I ended up, was it 16? I'm just curious of what that's like.
In the moment, I didn't really realize how high we were getting up to, and then the crowd started getting louder, and then it's just like, okay, like each hit got louder, and then I didn't realize to the end, I'm like, okay, wow, I think I threw a lot of hits today, but I had no idea that there's a record there or it was close to a record. But I remember after the game, I've never been more exhausted in my life. And that was the game. The next day we played in Washington, and I was like, I've never felt that drained, and like I legit had no energy left after the game and going to the next day. I'm like, all right, we're gonna have to find a way. But only way I was tracking it kind of was through the crowd's reaction and how, at the end, how loud they're getting over the hits. I was like, okay, I might as well keep it going now. If they're getting into it, we have to find a way to claw back. So the more that they're into it, the better chance we have.
That's interesting. All right. I promise I'm done. I won't ask any more questions.
Are you sure you can have a couple last one? No, I'm just...
last one.
Okay, wait.
Last one. Just one more last one.
I may do that occasionally. Is the Four Nations, is it on your mind?
I mean, I'd be lying to say if it's not. It's a dream to represent your country. It's a dream to represent your country on a stage like that, and it's a dream to be able to play with my brother too. So, I guess you can say there are a couple individual goals to get there, but I think team success will help any individual goals that each guy has on our team. So, right now, the focus is on the Ottawa Senators and being ready to go day one and making sure I'm ready to put in my best camp and have the best start to the season that we can have.
Okay, I'm done. I promise.
Are you sure? Sure?
So did Travis Green tell you to be ready for training camp?
He told everybody.
Like, is there a, like, everybody's been warned that this is going there. He's going to be, I don't know if skating you into the ground is the right term.
That's so blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I just think every camp's going to be hard, but this one is going to be. Yeah, I've been told that to be prepared, so and that's what's going to be.
But how long is camp now? Anyhow, it's like a week, and you start playing games right away, right?
Yeah, I think it's like maybe 6 days till our first preseason game. So, I think last year was like only 4 days, like 2 practices, and you're playing a preseason game. So that was pretty aggressive and extreme. But no, it's just be ready to go, and I'm excited to get back to the boys and get buzzing here.
Well, we look forward to you back in Ottawa soon. If we don't speak to you before, good luck with the baby. And I do maybe consider taking singing lessons before the baby's born. Just throwing it out there. I have heard Mr. Brightside from you a few times.
That baby's going to hear a lot of that music. That's my lullaby. Be prepared.
All right, bro.
Thanks, Brady.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you. Have a great summer, and we'll hopefully talk to you guys soon.
Yeah, thanks, Brady.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.